All right, so just doing a little update deck tech on Abzan Aggro for BFZ Standard. Went and did the game day today. Took first, played 6 rounds, I think. Um, the first matchup was a against Mardu Aristocats. 2-0'd that. Second matchup was Mardu Tokens. 2-1 there on a screw up on my part. I gave him a game on accident through a combat trick. Next game was against Elves, Abzan Elves, with the combo of flooding the board and Cocoing and getting the Shaman of the Packs, Rhinos for value and stuff like that. Do the drain. A top deck of a Languish wiped his Elf army, and that's after I turn 3'd Infinite Obliterated his Shaman of the Packs. So it really guts that deck, and I highly recommend running that card in the sideboard. But after that, I went up against Mardu Control, 2-0'd that. Then I went up against, I think it was a ramp deck. It's some kind of Teamer color ramp deck using Omnath and Atarka, Ugin, and Shaman of Forgotten Ways. Pretty extreme deck. But so we'll go over the creatures right quick. And after I've played this deck in 4 Magic events and split for first or took first every time I've played it. So we'll get started. You have 4 Warden of the First Tree, 3 Den Protector, 3 Rakshasa, which is different than what most people are doing now, and I recommend being different and using the Rakshasa for its attrition value. 4 Anafenza, powerhouse of the deck, 4 Siege Rhino, enough said, 1 off Tasigur, 2 Wingmate Roc, Planeswalkers, 2 Gideon, 1 Sorin. I don't like the full playset of Gideons. I think it just kind of, I guess Gideon after Gideon after Gideon would be good, but I just like to be streamlined and smooth. So for spells, non-creature spells, we have 4 Dromoka's Command, 4 Abzan Charm, 1 Murderous Cut, 1 Valorous Stance, 1 Utter End, and the Singleton Damnable Pact. Maybe you're scratching your head at that one, but the card is super powerful. Even main deck, I've killed people with Drain, which it's mainly there for, but against the control decks, draw 6, I lose 6 life. Like, that's a wonderful trade on your part. Lands, I don't have them all spread out just to save space and time. But everywhere you see a Singleton is a playset, with the exception of the Canopy Vista. So we have 1 Canopy Vista, 4 Sandsteppe Citadel, 3 Shambling Vent, 4 Windswept Heath, 4 Llanowar Wastes, 4 Caves of Koilos, 2 Forest, 2 Plains. That's your main deck. Sideboard. So we've got some very specific tech in my mind. You have 3 board wipe effects, 2 Languish, 1 Tragic Arrogance. Very useful in this meta because we have a lot of people trying to do a lot of things big on the board. 3 Ultimate Price, 1 Surge of Righteousness. You may want to go to 2 Ultimate Price, 2 Surge of Righteousness, or kind of mess with those numbers there. Not too sure on them yet. The decks perform well so far, so maybe it's right. 2 Utter End against the control decks. Anything playing a lot of Planeswalkers or anything funky. 1 Self-Inflicted Wound. 2 Infinite Obliteration. The card has been super useful since there's so many decks that like to have a certain type of creature in the deck. I guess you'd call them combo decks in a sense, but these value creatures and stuff like that. 2 Duress, and 1 Evolutionary Leap. I'm probably going to go up to 2 Evolutionary Leap, but 1 has worked just fine now. If you can find it, the control games go long anyways, so you'll most likely draw into it. And it just pretty much beats a control deck if you get it down and they don't have an utter end. Alright, tokens. You got a bird token, Gideon emblem, 2 ally tokens, and 3 vampires for my planeswalkers and all that kind of stuff. So that's the deck. Like I said, it's been performing super well. I can't say that it's taken first 4 times, the 4 times that I've played it at tournaments, because we split as the winners of the tournament, just to save time and just not have to go through the hassle of another game. But it did take first tonight at game night. That's, you can see the lovely Drana playmat that the deck won. Actually, a really cool playmat. I didn't even look at it before we played, but there you can see it. It's an Ultra Pro brand with Drana doing her little charge, floating. But yeah, hopefully that helps some people out. It gives you an idea, kind of a direction to go. I always recommend, taking something basic like this and brewing it your way. Try out different things in the sideboard. But I highly recommend the deck right now. It's very well positioned. It has the complement of removal and spells that you want to have. And I say give the Damnable Pact a try. It's more than worth it to have the Singleton in there. And you've attacked your opponent. You can swing all the way out. They don't think that you have anything that can kill them. They may think that they can get you on the comeback. And you have like 6 or 7 untapped mana. They take the hit expecting that they can swing back and kill you, and you drain effect. Because people aren't used to seeing drain effects in the format. So when you find a hole like that, you really want to take advantage of it and manipulate your way into the meta through people's expectations, I guess, is a way of looking at it. But thanks for checking out the deck tech, and this was Abzan Aggro, an update for BFZ Standard game day. Thanks.